What's up, everybody, and welcome to the LCS.
Oh, you got a bag of lunch for going to school. Revenge. I throw a peace sign. Sorry I interrupted.
Thank you for narrating what you're seeing. No, continue.
What's
Mark,
this one?
Please. Yeah.
Oh, he's got a backpack and an EG shirt, even
He
though he's
didn't
on
get a lunch
CLG.
bag. Mom doesn't like Contractz as much.
I take this as
You get your lunch somewhere else, son.
I take this as Mark's application, or to be the next like nature narrator. You know?
The next David Attenborough.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. It's a lot less suave.
You've got some work to do. You've got some room to grow.
Oh,
for sure.
look, it's a bird! He's eating some food! This is so cute! I don't know a fact about it, but...
Cool. Not how I thought today was going to start, if I'm being honest. But that's what live television is. All right, the season is just about finished.
Yes, it
and
is.
going into our final 5 irregularly scheduled games, I thought it would be kind of fun to take a look at what our postseason would look like if it were to lock in as the standings are right now. So I've thrown the standings up on the screen just behind us here, Ja. I don't know if you want to get up.
Oh, you want me to fill it in?
I mean, I always enjoy watching you work with Telestrator.
I mean, I have really neat writing, so
Are you sure?
I love it. You know I love it.
Are you going to try and...
You love making fun of
logo?
Telestrator.
Mostly
So-
it's that. So I want to see how he does
This is
with
actually
it.
going to take me a second.
Oh, the seeds, you have the right here.
Well, 1 and 2.
So it's going to be
you 3
here. I'll
and
sit
1.
here.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
going to be 4 and 5.
Yeah,
4
yeah.
and 5.
Okay, 4,
Is that not
5.
Yeah, but
6?
so put the names.
Yeah, this is going to help me later.
Are you sure?
3,
Okay.
6,
3, 6.
and then 1,
It's 1.
2,
Yep.
yeah, and then 7, 8.
Exactly.
Perfect. So that's how it works. So if it ended today, we'd have EG up here.
The only thing I do want to actually quickly correct you on is technically it's 1 or 2. The first seed will actually get to choose the side of the bracket they want.
We
to be
have
on.
choice
But
back?
It's set
Yep.
on the card.
Okay.
It says 1, 2 seeds. So that
Okay.
implies that the choice is back. But let's just go with this. We'll play it this
the
way.
standings have disappeared, but I'm going to do it from memory. Oh, it switched on me.
There it is.
Yeah.
C9,
CLG.
CLG.
I like. Okay, so that's bias right there.
GLG.
Saying that the
GLG,
time.
baby, my
Fly.
favorite team in the LCS.
TLG.
And we got losers bracket, guys.
Yep.
We got
TSM.
TSM. So this is for sure. Nothing's
Yeah,
gonna
they're
happen
locked
to
in.
TSM.
That can't
Yeah.
change.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Golden Guardians and Immortals do have to play a head-to-head.
Yeah, and I'm
if
giving
it
this one to
ended.
GG.
Okay.
Okay, so
The 0-8
so Chad's
streak,
predicting on
GG.
that one.
That is a bold prediction.
Yeah,
That-
it's
that
happening.
8-game
Yeah.
loss streak,
Yeah.
GG snaps it right then.
I like it. So
The Warriors won the NBA title. There's no way the LCS team misses playoffs.
We're going to World Finals, actually, 'cause
Alright.
that's supposedly the arena it's supposed to be in, right?
I mean, so this is what the playoffs would
That's
look
what it would be.
like
Yeah.
currently. How does this just quickly relate to the way everyone thought the split would go? Like, how does this mark, like, you did power rankings going into the split. Like, does this sort of align
Actually,
with you?
it's almost my exact one. I think I might have had TL a little higher. CLG's totally wrong, excuse me. The top 4, I was like, I think I have the top 4
Yeah.
right. I think I have FlyQuest at 5, so that's like one of the things I got wrong.
Okay.
TSM I had 7. I don't remember Golden Guardians. Dig I overrated really hard. I think I had Dig in CLG basically.
There's some sweet poetry to the whole TSM Mark saga coming back around to 7th. And then being locked in and not being able to change it. That's pretty brilliant.
they're locked in.
Emily, what is your opinion on this bracket here?
I think 100 Thieves, because I remember when we first did, not this, but like the, on Waiting Room, we did like who are the 3 teams that are gonna make it. And at the time, 100 Thieves looked really shaky.
Yeah,
So
didn't
a few
put 'em
people
in
had
top
them
3.
dropping out. So I feel like if you didn't know the history of the team and how good they are and how they typically ramp up for playoffs, the 2 for 100 would be a little surprising, if only because I feel like most people did put TL at the beginning of the split above them, even though they finished higher than TL in the spring playoffs as well.
There are a lot of people also who are really hot on the C9 changes when they heard them. and
Oh, yeah.
Probably overrated where they thought they would finish in regular season. Even if you still believe this team is going to make Worlds or make a deep playoff run, the fact that the visa issues that we all knew that they were going to have, plus the role swaps and whatnot, like it was not a surprise to see them struggling a little bit.
Jad, I have a separate question for you before we move on to the next topic, which is in this bracket here, going back to the idea that the 1 and 2 seed have a choice.
Yeah.
If you were EG, is that the place you would put yourself? Would you want to play the winner of C9 CLG, or would you rather play the winner of TL FlyQuest?
I really want to check the rules on this because I thought we got rid of choice. But if you did have a choice, I would always just pick like the lowest seeded team. So it depends on the results. So if FlyQuest upsets, I'd take FlyQuest.
But let's say C9 versus TL, your EG sitting back there.
Oh, I was assuming you had to pick your spot before knowing the winner.
Oh, I thought it was afterward.
I don't know. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me.
I'm not a financial expert.
Let's not go down this rabbit hole then until we have more information. Fine, fair enough. I was just very curious because I think those were interesting matches.
Right, if you had to pre-select.
Right, exactly. It'd be a very tough call, I think. Lots of people talking throughout the weekend about what they think might happen, what could happen, or what they want to have happen when it comes to the final week of play and the standings. There's a lot on the line for each of our teams and our players. There's also a bit of skin in the game for some of our analysts as well, though. So as a quick refresher, I just want to remind everybody about the Pepper Bet, the heat check.
Ooh.
Jat.
I like how we just got rid of the percentages.
Jat's doomed. Yeah. Well, because, I like
specific scenarios now.
Yeah, Jat's doomed. TSM cannot make the top 5. We have a couple very specific scenarios in which Mark ends up having to eat. You're about like what, 50 to 60%?
So there's 12 scenarios here that we saw that give me tiebreakers.
Yeah.
FlyQuest will need to win one of those, and there's 32 on the page, so it's sub 50%.
Yes.
Plus, I also need to win a game. I'm pretty likely eating one, but there's a chance that Raz and I survive.
Yeah, those are the safety conditions, by the way, just for everybody at home, right? So this is if these things happen, Mark is safe.
And for Raz, it's easy. Yeah. He just needs a CLG win.
CLG just has to win.
And even then, if they lose, there's some tiebreaker scenarios where he's safe as well.
So that's where I want to go. I want to dive into some of our... We're down to one sheet, by the way, one landscape sheet for our Foldy sheet today. So very few scenarios remain, but still a few fun ones.
This may surprise you.
So Jat, get in here. Get in here. I asked each analyst to come prepared with one scenario that they thought was fun, interesting, they think will happen, whatever.
Yeah, so this one may surprise you. I would like...
Stalling, literally caster
Immortals to win.
Literally casters.
EG to win.
Okay.
Right.
Ooh, Immortals getting the first win of the day. That's already.
Then I'll take a FlyQuest victory.
Wait, are you stealing my line?
Oh, no.
No, I told you the line before we started this, and then you had... I pointed it out to you. Okay, and then I'm actually going to do 100 Thieves win.
Okay, we're different.
Okay.
And the last one is not super important, but I don't want a tiebreaker for 8th. So I'm gonna give this one to Golden Guardians.
Okay.
So what
does that land us in?
Yeah, so there'll only be one tiebreaker. And it will be between Silg, C9, and Fly.
Isn't that?
And that'll be a tiebreaker between 4th and 6th.
But that is...
if these things happen. So what this means is both Mark and Raz, up until this moment, will think that they don't have to eat the pepper. So it just keeps the stress on them for longer. I know the whole time. I'm comfortable with my pepper choices. But when you get the pepper sprung upon you, it'll be worse. So I want to keep the hope alive as long as possible.
I'm casting tiebreakers too. So I will be very invested in these tiebreakers.
I don't care what happens in the tiebreaker as long as C9 doesn't end up 6th. Everything else is fine.
So that's still 2 games of tiebreakers.
It's actually 3 games.
It'll be 2 games.
It's a 3-way tie for 3 games.
Oh, it's not pre-seed 2 and then 1 little bracket thing?
According to this, it's a 3 games right here. I'm looking at the line, so 3 games is how that would work out. But I like that you've targeted it to be very impactful games. All of them are super relevant, and then there's that extra little bit of spice when it comes to the habanero bet. Mark, you're up next. What kind of a scenario you got for us?
Should probably clear that screen. There we go.
They cleared it for me. I was gonna say it's largely the same. So you could have kept most of that on there.
Yeah.
Does this still work already?
Well, you select your select your color.
Why can't I be yellow? They cleared it.
Okay, fine.
I like yellow. You took the color going first.
You do you.
So it's mostly the same from the beginning. It's IMT, EG, and then Fly, of course, because I'm biased. But then TL, and then Dig. This is the This is the 4 tiebreaker day. As Jen already talked about, 3-way one. There's also a tiebreaker for TL and 100 Thieves then, which I find very...
It is a very interesting tiebreaker.
I want to see that game, straight up.
I think if TL ends up getting 2nd, that'll hurt them down the road. I think they need the motivation.
They need to play in the earlier bracket to build momentum. Spoken like a true coach. And then the last one, Golden Guardians versus Dig. It's just the chaos game. It's just like last place for playoffs. You don't want to see someone fight for that. I want to see a game of it. So that's 4 tiebreakers today. That's 9 games total on the day. That is
cool, good.
100% what I want.
I was worried I'd have to use the bad style.
No.
You can use whatever you want. No, they're all good styluses now.
With Dig winning that final game, Mark, it's only a 3-game scenario. You meant Golden Guardians for the 4 games?
Did I say Golden Guardians?
Well, you
to find
circled
out
dig.
where
I think
am.
you
I
meant
keep messing
Golden
up their
Guardians.
logos. They trade players. They're both yellow.
That's true. Remember,
Oh my
at
God.
this point.
I did it earlier yesterday, too.
I just wanted to catch that real quick.
Sorry,
I mean,
my
both
bad.
situations are interesting, but yeah, to your
That's it.
point, the 4-game day is actually with the Golden Guardians.
Yeah, Golden Guardians.
Okay,
Bad.
Emily. I like that Emily has already diverted from both of you because
Yeah,
both of you
I
relied
said
on an
CLG.
Immortals win over CLG to start your
I
scenarios.
just want to make sure I'm reading the right one.
CLG
because
has
my
lost 2 in a
eyesight's
row.
Terrible.
They have lost 2 in a row.
Immortals has also lost.
Staring down in 0-3, Immortals has also lost 2 in a row.
But PoE
So this
will get
one's
revenge on his old team.
Okay.
With revenge.
Okay.
She's just doing the inverse of everything we've done so far.
I
I
love
know.
this. Give me
Emily-
something
Okay.
different.
I don't like Emily's
I'm
scenario.
just I'm following on my card
All right,
as well.
So this
DL,
this
and
will
then-
give us basically the 2 most interesting tiebreakers, in my opinion, which is the 100 Thieves
I do.
CL one.
So that is the best
for
tiebreaker, right?
for
second.
seconds.
We need
Yeah.
that tiebreaker for sure.
And then the other one would be C9 CLG for like
for
4
4
or
5.
5. Yeah.
That's a fun one too.
And so I like both of the, so this would have no like tiebreakers for 8th, because you know, initially
Yeah.
on day 1, I did the cursed 3-way tiebreak.
Yeah.
But these are 2 really interesting games, and going into playoffs, having to play these tiebreakers, I think one interesting thing that happened last split was when EG had to go through the tiebreakers to play for the higher spot, and then they had this amazing kind of lower bracket run after losing a really close game to Team Liquid, close match to Team Liquid rather. So these tiebreakers are super interesting to me, and all 4 of these teams are really interesting to me, and it's like a pre-playoff heat check kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I'll
Mark,
give you
you've
the-
gone rogue.
I've gone rogue because there's one scenario we didn't call out. I thought
Use
someone would
red. Use red.
do. This is the get out of here fast production game.
Oh, the
Everyone-
zero. I like
is
this.
the
Yeah,
zero
let's let everyone know what the
tiebreaker.
zero
This
is.
is
All right.
I have dinner plans that you're looking for.
Dinner with the boys.
This is the
Dinner with the boys, Big G.
EG. I didn't mark this one off, so I hope I'm getting it right. TSM,
I'll correct you if you're wrong. Yeah.
100 Thieves.
Yep.
And then
Golden Guardians.
Golden Guardians.
That's
Yeah.
no
Boom.
tiebreaker.
That's
This is
the
the
zero
only
tiebreaker.
one. This is the only scenario that will not give us a tiebreaker today. As soon as something other than this happens, we are guaranteed to get tiebreakers.
Yeah.
So
At the
everyone
very
cancel dinner plans.
at the very least,
Yeah.
it condemns Mark to having to eat a habanero as well. So even though it would be a quick day, we would still get that
Yeah.
payoff.
Many peppers over
My,
this.
my scenario would also doom
Mark.
Mark as
Honestly, that's mostly what I'm rooting for today.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
What?
I just saw them put down.
Oh, the plate of
like,
habaneros?
There's no way we're eating all of these.
No, you only have to eat
God.
one, but you have to
They're
eat a
so
whole one. You
fair.
have to eat the
Yeah.
whole habanero.
I
Look at
actually
how many peppers they have.
Yeah, it's
Yum.
quite a few.
I would argue that the further off of top 5 you should be is the amount of peppers you eat. So Jack
No.
has them at 7, so he
That
should
was
eat
not
2.
the bet.
So that wasn't a part of the original bet, but Mark, I think that this is a nice little addendum for future bets. That we start putting
degree of
of wrongness. It should start playing into the punishment in the future. I like this.
Jack does not like
We're gonna
this.
earmark that for the playoffs, possibly.
That
Sounds good.
All
Put
right.
that over there.
Sounds good to me. Okay, Jet, I'm told you've brought some stats.
I got jazz stats again.
Ooh.
Jet stats.
You know, my favorite game.
3 questions.
You don't
no.
First stat. I mean, maybe they are.
You don't feel like it's
Yeah, let's go.
You don't feel like it's
Wow, we used to have a whole jingle for this. That's
I know.
actually, is that the old graphic?
That's the old
I think
graphic.
That's the old graphic.
I was
It
gonna say
is.
you don't feel like a game show host sitting, so yeah, you gotta get up there.
This is better. It's going to be a lower third, though. I'm just here for the presentation.
Great.
There are 5 LCS teams. So first off, actually, we've been watching.
There's 10.
We've
There
been
are
watching.
10, yeah.
We've been watching LEC a lot. Every game feels like it goes to Elder Dragon because those teams don't know how to end games. But LCS teams do. There's 5 teams that have not even killed an Elder Dragon this split, yet only one of them has a winning record. So who is that team
CLG.
that hasn't killed an Elder Dragon?
She answered too
But
quick.
hasn't been right.
I'm never gonna disagree with an Emily that answers
I
that
have no
quick.
idea, actually. I haven't been following it. I'm saying CLG just because
No, you know why? Because all their elder fights, they just TP to the base and win instead.
No,
That's-
they've played
Something.
Too many
So Emily's locked. You're locking
I
in
feel
CLG?
like they probably have, but I like talking about how CLG's early game is like just absolutely insane,
other
and they
votes.
try to push the.
I'm going with her.
Okay.
So.
I'm going Team Liquid because they trade so many objectives and they have a fast game time that even if they do get to Elder Dragon scenarios, they're not the one going for it.
Mark is right.
Wow.
Second fastest average game time. TSM's the fastest.
Heyo.
But TL, they have the winning record and they haven't killed an Elder Dragon. So
I knew
congrats
it.
on
Killed
that
an
one.
elder dragon. Wow. Fascinating.
Second question, multiple choice.
Well, this is good for
Has
me.
to do with solo kills.
Okay.
I'll give you some information first. So the top 4 solo killers in the league are top laners. Who is 5th for solo kills.
This
in
is
the
this split?
This split or all
This
time?
split. This
Okay, yeah. 'Cause I was
This
like, it's
split.
Bjergsen if it's all time.
Bjergsen, Contractz, JoJo, Jensen, or Philip.
I know the answer, so I'm gonna go last. I'm pretty sure I know
Okay.
the answer, so I'm gonna go last.
I want it to be Philip.
This is an easy
so
one.
badly.
This is an easy one.
I want it to be Philip so badly.
You can pick whatever you want, Dash.
I mean, I don't think
multiple
it's Philip,
choice.
but I want to go with
The top 4 are top laners. Does that mean the top 5 are top laners?
He's mind
Exactly.
gaming you.
That's why it's like the bait, right?
It's not-
JoJo also kind of feels like a bait because you expect him to have a ton,
Yeah.
so it feels like an obvious
Actually, I think
answer.
I'm wrong. All right, I'm just gonna say Jensen because I thought it was Contractz for a second because I had looked up his solo kills in the last 3 weeks being 4 total, but then I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
remember if he had many before then.
So 5 solo
I'm-
kills is the number here.
Yeah, I'm gonna
For fifth
go.
place.
It's either Bjergsen or Jensen, and I'm gonna go Bjergsen.
Okay.
We'll
I'll
split
go.
the difference. I like
Yeah.
it. What are you mad about?
Let's go JoJo. Why
There are
not?
2 correct answers.
There are 2. Oh.
Wow.
Bjergsen and Philip tied.
It is Philip.
Whoa!
Yeah.
My boy.
So congratulations.
Why didn't you believe in
Philip.
it?
Yeah,
I did.
You,
I
you
don't
talked
know, man.
yourself out of it.
This is why I'm so bad at this game. I don't just go with.
I mean,
my
I,
gut.
went with, I hinted on the CLG
And I rely on you
answer.
guys too much.
All right, let's get to the final.
All right, final question. Here we go.
Yeah. So, this champion has a 96% presence in the LEC, but only a 46% presence in the LCS. Also, it's won more LCS games than LEC games.
Not a higher percentage.
Ooh.
Literally more
Love
games.
More games.
Well, it's also
Yeah.
a question of if it's 96% presence.
It could just not be getting through.
It could
if
be
it goes.
banned a
It
lot.
could be banned.
So it's
So
something
what
that
is
gets,
that champion that's always banned?
It's something that gets banned a lot, or if it goes through, it goes to losing teams.
Yeah.
This was going into the final
This
day,
is
so the
tough.
percentages would have changed like a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
fair,
we're not,
fair.
it's not gonna matter to us. We don't know what we're
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's
What's
a
a
support.
middling presence champion?
I have.
Support.
It's
Renata?
a support.
Oh, Renata's
Renata
not a
would be
bad
good.
guess, actually. I feel like.
Because it's over the course of the year. Renata would have been
Yeah,
really
we see
high
her all
prize.
over the. I like Renata as a guess a lot. Because
There is a famous
Support?
LEC player that flamed this champion in an interview recently.
That doesn't.
that doesn't help me at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't help me at all.
appreciate
There's
the
Flip-
attack.
Flip-
If anything, that just
Flip-
exposes
My-
us for not
my
watching
guess-
as much
that was my
LC
guess.
content as maybe we should.
Is
but
it Seraphine?
It is Yumi.
Yumi.
You?
Yeah.
Oh.
96%
Wow.
LEC presence, 46% LCS presence.
wow, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it?
So is
heavily
most of that
banned?
presence
Will we
banned?
rate
It's heavily banned, yeah.
It's heavily banned.
Heavily
I think
banned.
they just hate the cat
They
more
just
than.
hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're lazy.
They hate
Also,
that
of
story.
course, everyone's gonna flame Yumi. That hint gave us
Yeah, because
nothing.
it's bad. I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair.
It's nice to have Jad Sats back.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thanks.
I still
All
suck
right,
at
just
them.
keep doing it every time now.
Every
Every
day.
week.
A little bit of work for you.
Yeah.
Every week. All right, from here, we're going to ask you in Twitch chat for a little bit of help. As we close out the split, All-Pro always becomes a big part of the conversation about each of the individuals out there on the stage across multiple different lanes. So we're going to ask you in Twitch chat to make your choices, first off, for mid laners of All-Pro. So go ahead and toss those into Twitch chat.
Spell it correctly, please.
Spell it correctly.
Well, this
Put
is
your-
the tricky thing with mid lane as well, just for the people that are voting, is like, we don't know what we're gonna vote yet. We're gonna be filling out our ballots after the end of the
Yes.
regular season. But there's probably 6 mid laners who have a case for being in the top 3. Right? So JoJo, Abadaga, Jensen, Bjergsen, Takui, and Palafox, I think have all had moments this split where they've been able to pop off. And it's really difficult to figure out like what you value in mid lane for what we're gonna end up voting.
Definitely. I mean, obviously, one of the easiest and things to gravitate towards or look at first is Pogs, right? Just to see, okay, who mattered for their team in their wins. And that's where you would jump to Takui because he is actually sole leader in Pogs in Summer Split. But that's only one piece of the equation, Mark, is how important they are to their team. There's also just like flatly, how good are they compared to their counterparts?
And All Pro for me is one that's a little bit more like playing field I'm comparing to rather than importance in team.
Gotcha.
Where maybe
Yeah.
in MVP you put a little bit more importance, like, oh, he's the reason they're winning all their games. And they're a
Right.
top team. I'm distracted.
they were so
Yeah, I know,
close to-
same. Just a
It was
giant thing of
threatening.
peppers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think for me, it'll heavily come down to like after revisiting some of their games, and the whole split is another thing to keep intact. Like there's some players who have had wildly variable performances. Abadaga's beginning of the split has been notoriously talked about, and then
Yeah.
the second half has been incredible. And how you evaluate him versus someone like, I don't know, Bjergsen, who's been pretty consistent the entire time.
Yeah, that's tough. I think I agree with Mark on like the the whole like value conversation gets thrown out a little bit more in terms of all pro, which is more like best performing.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets really tricky because you have like someone like JoJo, right? Who I feel like in people's minds, everyone still expects him to be like, oh man, he has really good laning stats. Like that's what we talked about last split, right? Where it's like, oh, he has really, really good laning stats. But if you look at his stats right now, he has like the lowest, I think, CS past 15 of any mid other than Palafox. So it's really interesting. That's interesting to me just because it means the team isn't giving him resources outside of lane. And it's then like, what does he get done? And that where Palafox enters that conversation is I feel like he's actually so important to what CLG do in terms of his participation in their kills and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like Danny is obviously vacuuming up all the farm on the map. They're very clear that their strategy is funnel Danny come mid to late game to make sure he can carry us.
Yeah, at a certain point, it's like, when I'm thinking of JoJo, put a different mid laner on that team and wonder if there's a mid laner who could do better. But then you can kind of play that game a lot of times, like put JoJo on Team Liquid, and do they have a better win rate? Now,
well, here we got
this
some.
is interesting.
We have some percentages just from chat, and it's a tight race between Bjergsen and Jensen. Well, there you go. That's a nostalgia trip right there.
How many people misspelled Takui?
Ooh, that's an interesting question as well.
Name length is harder to spam. Abadaga? That's like.
Yeah.
You're right.
I am kind of wondering about Abadaga as well because, like, again, even
People
though
probably
his
just wrote Abba.
So his laning stats, sure, they weren't good at the first like 2 weeks, right? Not even 2 weeks, like first week definitely. But like even in those games, his actual play in team fights and skirmishes is what ended up winning them games.
Yeah.
So he was still performing well out of lane, and now he has both of those
Well,
things.
and that's the thing, right? It can be very easy to just take a look at statistics. Hey, here's this mid laner who's first in all these categories. But to your point, too, sometimes it's about comparing the player to the role they fill on the team, right? What are their actual responsibilities? What are the champions they're on, right? What opportunities do they even have? If they have opportunities to pop off, then I want to see them fulfill that.
Yeah.
But if that's not the role they're playing, then I'm also don't want to fault them for not being the superstar. It's kind of a tough call.
Yeah, looking at stats, Bjergsen is king. Like his KDA is
like
off
9
the charts.
Or something right
it's like
now.
11.
It's 11. It's like 11.
Over a whole split?
Yeah.
That's
Inspired's at like
nutty.
9 as well or something.
Yeah.
They're both crazy.
That's crazy for
They don't die.
jungler, especially.
KDA players.
Apparently, if you said TOUC, if you got that far,
Then it counted.
Okay.
Okay, good. See,
Yeah.
there you go. All right. Well, interesting to see where the community lands. I'm just super curious to see where all the ballots go in the end. We'll do our best to talk about all the roles as we go throughout the day and narrow in towards things. But from here, we're going to excuse Mark. Mark's going to do some casting today. Thank you for joining us in the waiting room. Raz will be joining us on the other side of this show open to kick off the regular season, final day of the regular season.
I don't know which reality Team Liquid is living in, but they were saying in the interviews that Evil Geniuses is their only opponent and they think only good team is the EG.
Let's go.
You know, it's not like we're not thinking 100 Thieves is a good team. We just think EG is the best team, right? So like, that's the team for us to beat.
Whippo does have ult, gonna dunk back towards safety by a bit of space right here. Still has the shield, it will not matter, they'll get him. Oh my word! That gore drinker! And Whippo straight up 1v2.
But last time I checked, I'm pretty sure we stomped them in the finals, we reverse swept them, and last time we played, it was a boring, their style game and we still beat them.
100 Thieves, as soon as they found their way, they made it all the way to the Nexus, and they will take down Team Liquid.
They definitely have a way of playing the game. You can see it very clearly. It's just fight, 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 and whoever's on the screen are fighting, which is fun. I love playing as 100 Thieves because of that, so I'm really excited.
Closer, now looking for the chance, and Abadaga has already found 1 kill. Berserker's at 100 HP. He's about to die to a little bit more damage. Oh, the charm hits him, and Q2 takes him out. Jensen looks to get anybody back, but he won't find a damn thing. Abadaga 5-1 game for 100 Thieves.
You know, I'm still gonna think EG is a better team, and he just has to, you know, prove that 100 Thieves is better, which I doubt, but we'll see.
Bring everything you guys have, we are waiting.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the final day of the LCS regular season here in 2022. Raz has hopped onto the desk with us, eyeing them habaneros.
Now
How bad do you want to bite of one of those?
I'm not taking a bite out of them at all. But I'm going to shower
you believe in
you
CLG.
and Mark in those.
We need to make a salsa out of the uneaten ones at the end of the day.
That would be good.
That would be tasty.
That would be nice.
Oof.
Like a
Okay.
habanero by itself just isn't.
It's a bit much.
Well, it's not like the actual like full flavor of the pepper complements other things better than it. Like in my opinion, like you're just eating it and it tastes like heat to me. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
taste like
mean,
anything.
when I'm eating it, I taste nothing because my taste buds are just numbed.
Yeah, well, there's still a chance, Raz. There is still a chance. But as we know, a lot of it is dependent on this very first game of the day.
Yeah.
It's CLG versus Immortals. If CLG get it done, Raz, you're in the safe zone, and they are locked into top 5, which I am certain
Where's
is
the energy,
something
Dhokla?
that they want. And so I want to kick this off straight up with some predictions. As we are in our final slate of games, I think it'd be fun to talk about predictions all throughout the day. So, Emily, I'm going to start with you. Immortals CLG, where are you leaning when both teams, as Jap put it in the waiting room, are
scared.
sitting on an 0-2 week currently?
So I'm, I guess, a little concerned at how shaky CLG have been, specifically in their mid game. You know, again, getting caught out on kind of routine like lane rotations, some mismanaged lane assignments, like that kind of stuff. I'm still going with CLG here.
Okay.
But I really don't want, like, I don't want them to go, you know, winless in their final week. And also, I do think they still have a lot of creativity. I do still really love a lot of the stuff that they do in their early game. And so hopefully they can shore up some of those mistakes, because when we were kind of hyping them up, it was that they weren't still making those mistakes.
Now, Raz, there are stakes for you. There are stakes for CLG when it comes to seeding. For Immortals, stakes are even higher, as they're one of the teams that's on the bubble and really just want to lock it in. Who are you putting your weight behind?
Dash, all problems are relative, okay? So I may have a problem, but I'm relating to somebody that's just having the most horrific day. I don't have that much of a problem anymore. Right. Mid-game problems for CLG are not an issue when you're going up against the team that doesn't have a mid-game. So, yeah, it's just CLG, guys. I don't think it's an issue. But now we have an issue with Jat.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a problem.
You predicted IMT, didn't you?
Relative to Jat.
I mean, your problem will be relative to Jat if
know what's
CLG
gonna
ends up outside the top.
I know what's going to happen to me.
What's going to happen?
So here's a question.
Okay.
Is it better to be hopeful or right?
It's better to be right.
Okay, then I just had a feeling this morning that Immortals was going to win.
Yes.
Because every time we hype up a team like we did with CLG,
Yep.
and like we did with FlyQuest, there is an
without
immediate
fail.
decline.
Yeah.
So they're 0-2 this week. That's who they are this week. They can change in the future, but they are the 0-2 team.
I like how for Jat,
This week-
change can only happen between LCS weekends.
Jat just
Okay,
wants-
not from day to day, but he's got to wait till the weekend's over. Now we can change.
He already said, though, in waiting room, he just wants you, Raz.
He's an agent.
It's true.
I mean,
He
Jat-
loves chaos.
Everything
I was gonna say,
dragged out as long as possible.
Jat is doomed on the
So
bet. He is an agent of chaos
yeah,
today.
he just wants you to be waiting
The looming
and
happy narrow,
suffering.
as you put it.
Oh, my God.
All right,
This is what happens with people that have nothing to lose.
It's true.
Should I just hold it over
You
your...
pick Immortals.
so here's a quick refresher of how the weekends have gone
Hold it over here.
for our teams. CLG.
We're not on camera right now.
No, we are not.
That's good.
I'll just continue to hold it.
Yeah.
Great.
It's like the worst Sims spin-off is what's happening.
So CLG's been struggling a little bit this
They
weekend.
absolutely have, and that's the looming happy narrow.
And we're
It's right there, Raz.
This is awful.
And so the other thing is,
This is not happening.
CLG, Immortals actually has more to play for. That's the other reason this is it. Like a win
Yes.
can keep their season going. CLG's season is going to continue no matter what. So there's going to be a little bit more fire for this Immortals team.
I think
so,
that's important.
Especially, talking to IMT, they're almost thinking too far ahead because, of course, if they do take a win, a tiebreaker for them would have to be at the end of the day. So that's a long day for them in a way. But you can already see it in their faces. This is it. This is what the season has come down to for them.
It all comes down to this for both of these squads. CLG Immortals getting ready to go. And as we head out to the arena, CLG stayed competitive all week, even in their downtime. Check it out.
Oh, you're off to a good start. Oh! Luger, bro. Oh, yeah. G'day guys, Juves here, and I'm hosting the first ever CLG Grand Prix. There will be 3 heats. The first one is a time trial, seeing who is the fastest around the track, pretty tight to the cones. Oh, okay. No, go, go. How do you feel about your time, champion?
Pretty good because I'm 3 seconds faster than Contractz.
I think my car needs like an engine replacement.
Yeah. That car looks so slow, by the way. Can I be brutally honest with you? Yeah. I genuinely thought you would be one of the worst ones here. The second is a 1v1 race.
It was lost in draft, by the way.
This has nothing to do with skill.
Absolutely not.
Hey! Get out of the way! You know you crashed him, right? You crashed him and spun him out.
I mean, this is like not real car fighting, so you know you can crash probably and you can get lead, no?
And the final is just a 6-man race and it's a free-for-all.
Out of the way!
I got flipped, man. I got flipped. All right, boys, that's a wrap of the CLG Grand Prix. Be sure to tune in for the next episode.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the very last day of the regular season competition here in LCS Summer 2022.
No more.
No more until
Just
playoffs
time
begin.
For playoffs, baby.
Yeah.
Next
I'm Captain
week.
Flowers. That's Kobe, and this is our final day of games, our final showdowns. I would say our final 5, but there's always that possibility for tiebreakers. But we got to see how the scheduled games play out first. The desk said it. Immortals, they want this win. They want to guarantee that tiebreaker. They don't want this to be their last weekend before 2023.
Exactly. So many possibilities of tiebreakers coming through, and it all starts here. Seraphine, Azir, both banned away here by CLG, and Poppy as well from the blue side. All right, then, the Wukong rising up. We've even seen some Lee Sin start to get sprinkled in as well. Sign diff,
yes! Now, one side's talking some smack about CLG here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Dhokla laughing at him, but Jat believed in Immortals as well. Jat's with the signed believers. There's that Wukong we're talking about, though, gets snatched up.
I mean, Wukong, he's just so damn strong in team fights, right? Like the ability to disrupt everybody, 2 casts of the ulti, super effective stuff, but there's a lot of really powerful champions still on the table, including everybody's favorite pentakill Pikachu, who has not been locked in yet. Remember, the Yuumi banned away in the first half, generally going to be a buddy there for the Zeri. But man, Sivir has been popular, so not surprised to see her be first pick here for IMT.
I actually really like Lulu priority going up with the Yuumi ban, especially for bottom side. Just pairs with so many of these, scaling ADs like you're talking about. Yes, Zeri as well as the Sivir that's been picked up here from Immortals, but they want to lock in their answer real quick. Kenvi Trundle. As long as you don't get juked by the Wukong clone, cast your ultimate on the clone.
That's a little unlucky.
That's a real feels bad. There's a possible Lucian Nami in our future, though, to go into this Sivir. My personal favorite lane bully into the Sivir is the Draven pick, though. This is the scaling option of it. And there's our Lulu pairing that we're looking for. Zeri, Lulu. Just slip in the Lulu whenever the Yuumi is banned. Good as new.
Plus, I mean, Zeri's up. We've all seen the Zeri highlight reels. It's really hard to make an argument for not playing Zeri when you could play Zeri.
Well, those are the two that is basically down to player choice, is the Sivir and the Zeri right now. Premium AD carries, massive scaling, huge teamfight carry potential, and Immortals kind of mirror the Enchanter pick there with the Karma. They could have had the Lulu with a little bit switch if they had higher priority on it and got it instead of the Trundle, but it looks like they actually want this stronger poke lane.
Yeah.
The Sivir plus the Karma definitely can lay some powerful poke down. Sivir in the current state with the mini rework, the only thing that got weaker, this champion overall got way stronger, but the only thing that got weaker was the early levels of your Q. Now poke for a significant amount less than previously.
Not quite as powerful of a
Need that crit scaling.
Yeah, exactly, right? More multipliers, usually going to be accompanied by a lower base. But that does mean it's junglers and bottom laners picked from both sides. Solo lanes are the focus of the second half of the bans. LeBlanc and Gwen banned out by IMT. Orianna banned out from CLG. I would love to see Immortals leave 5th pick for Revenge to get a counter pick in this matchup.
Did I see a Revenge set sign in the audience? Maybe in the future. Blippo made it look very good, but definitely saving counter pick for red side for top lane is the generic most powerful situation. Speaking of powerful, PowerOfEvil soaking up some bans. His very famous Orianna, by far most played, iconic champion, banned away. And with Azir and Seraphine as well, some other of the current strong blind picks.
Yeah. Gotta think it's whittling down.
And I like the difference of the way the teams have approached the second half of the bans here. LeBlanc and Gwen, two of those champions that can be really bad for a specific matchup depending on what IMT blinds here, whereas CLG wanted to get rid of a powerful blind pick for both of the possible roles left for their opponents, but Immortals will still go for a blind pickable control mage. They will lock in the Viktor.
It's interesting. I really was thinking Ahri priority was still going to be high, but they need PowerOfEvil on a PowerOfEvil late game damage pumping AP champion. This fits the bill much more for his type of class, though. Generically, Ahri still very powerful. Ooh, Akali is actually getting buffed on the next patch. So this is pre-buff Akali with the energy buffs coming on live patch on 12/15 later. Yes, Poome with the Alawi shout out. Let's go. It's not going to get locked in, so I'm not going to get fully baited, but I still respect the salute.
You respect the shout out, but you don't fall for the entirety of the bait. We will get a Yone, so a couple of different anime protagonists joining the CLG roster here for the second half of the draft. We are expecting Dhokla to be taking the Yone into topside.
Yeah, this is actually amazing for CLG's solo laners. It is two of their most iconic champions. Palafox, when he was in Academy, Akali was one of the most feared champions against him. This is how he got a lot of his renown before getting into the LCS. And so we've got two solo kill possible solo lanes for CLG here. Revenge does get his counter pick. He picks the Fiora into it.
Exactly. He says, all right, I'll fight you in carry v carry. Fiora has a pretty easy time reposting both Q3 and Fate Sealed from the Yone. It's very telegraphed stuff. But can Immortals find the success they need? A team at 4-13 started off with one of the most tragic beginnings to a split I have ever seen in competitive League of Legends. Bounced back after a couple weeks to focus on themselves. And now it's come down to having the opportunity to guarantee a tiebreaker, but they gotta beat CLG.
Yep, Immortals gotta put it all on the line right now if they want a chance at that tiebreaker. CLG with a 2-game losing streak here in Super Week so far, trying to end it strong, trying to pull it back in time for playoffs, get a bit of that morale boost.
We talk about momentum all the time. We've heard from so many players and so many teams about momentum and how much it means to be in your good form going into playoffs. 0-3 in the week right before playoffs? Kobe, that sounds a little bit more than counter logic to me.
Yep, try and brush it off. All right, let's get into the first game of the day. CLG versus Immortals. Are we going to increase our tiebreaker number?
We shall see, sir. We will find out. I still don't know how to work the foldy sheets, so I'm going to wait for somebody smarter than me to tell me how that would work anyway.
Well, you take
we got
one
Immortals and look, dude, it's too many colors, it's too many columns. Even if I fold it right, I don't know where to look.
It would definitely be harder if it was only one color.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. If everything's blue, then nothing is blue.
Exactly.
All right, Immortals are grouped up as 5 here in the bottom lane. So, maybe something can happen here in these brushes. Doesn't look like it. You can see nobody from the side of CLG even remotely in the vicinity. They're all just spread out. Doesn't look like anything super exciting here at level 1.
Yeah, doesn't look like anything to me, Captain Flower.
Doesn't look like anything. I only watched the first season of that show. I heard afterwards it wasn't nearly as good.
Same for me.
We both, exactly. It had a great finale because we only
people tell me a show is not good and not worth your time, then that's all I need to hear.
Exactly. I had my fun with it. All right, Immortals. Let's see what kind of fun they can get into here. Looks like Kenvi's going to be doing a top side start here at the red buff with the Trundle. We'll be seeing Contractz do the same thing with his Wukong, so jungler's going to be pathing towards opposite sides of the map here, especially with a lane like Yone versus Fiora top. I feel like that's got to be drawing some attention, right?
Yeah, definitely. Volatile lane up there, especially volatile players, just how they like to play the game. Both Dhokla and Revenge. Very proud top laners, heavy trading going on. You have to expect. And meanwhile, on the bottom side, since it is double enchanter supports, a lot more disengaged than engaged in that bottom lane.
Yeah.
Immortals bottom lane does, because they are not pulling, does get access to the minion wave first. So Lost going to soften up the wave, get the early push for themselves, so they can get wave pushed in number 1, just as wave number 2 will arrive. And Trundle is heading down there, red buff into blue buff Gromp. We'll see what Kenvi thinks about it afterwards, about the state. Maybe he goes down just to get him a little bit of extra security with some vision down there to continue pushing, because Sivir Karma would love to just shove lanes. Sivir, focus on the minions, farm it up, and then Karma, once you push the lanes in, has a much easier time of hitting those Qs under tower.
You can see by all 3 lane states here, it's pretty even with a little bit of a push towards PowerOfEvil in mid lane, but he's got more minions, so those are going to start pushing back unless Palafox continues to spam him down with 5-point strike. Top lane's pretty much breaking completely even as they're just clearing out the minions 1 for 1, and then bottom does have Immortals with that Sivir and Karma, just shoving everything towards the turret. Junglers have nearly cleared out the entirety of their bottom sides. You can see Contractz has already done that for himself, but over on the other side, Kenvi now clears the final wolf, and the Trundle will be heading back up towards the top side on my way ping into the top side river. So he's ready to contest for that one. PvP at level 3 for Scuttlecrab.
Yeah, bouncing right back up. And of course, a lot of that is because mid laners, you should always get pushed versus Akali level 3. Most matchups will be able to abuse the Akali pre-6. Palafox is well aware of this as a Akali main, Akali aficionado. Gets shoved in by the PowerOfEvil Viktor early, gives Scuttle control to Kenvi, as well as the blue follow-up invade.
I like this a lot from Immortals, taking advantage of that mid lane lead. Contractz had to run away there. Nice use of the gravity well. Nice steal on the blue.
Big shouts from the crowd. Big counter jungle there. Blue buff taken, and Kenvi's not done either. Contractz has smite though, and Kenvi does not. So this Gromp is always Contractz.
Yeah, if you somehow manage to lose that one,
probably coming too.
It's not going to work out too well. Palafox making his way up here. Yeah, Kenvi can win the 1v1 against Wukong with Trundle, but it's not a 1v1 for too much longer. Palafox flashes over the wall to cut him off. Kenvi knows there's not really a way out of here. Palafox still looking to maybe secure this. Revenge coming down. Contractz. Oh, already. Not a good look for Kenvi. CLG should just walk it out now. I don't think they can get on Palafox. They can't get on Dhokla. And he lost the flash for it. That's tragic for the Immortals.
Oh, Revenge has a ward on Dhokla, though. He was going to go stop him. They did have the ward over the wall, so he interrupts that back. And the minion wave on top side is slowly going to be building back up. Oh, cannon minion here for CLG. So instant teleport back from Dhokla to go fix this one. But wow, live early action there off of that invade. Immortals get the blue buff, but they lose the jungler, and the flash goes off right as Palafox auto attack had already gone through. Worst place for Immortals to send that first blood is into the hands of the Akali.
Yeah, you never want to deal with fed Akali in League of Legends. The ability of the champion to just take over the game, control the fights, and just zone everybody away is incredible. Let's take another look at how Kenvi got caught here, sticking around a little too long.
Yeah, I think you never try and double counter jungle and go for the Gromp also, because like I said, Contractz has smite, and Kenvi didn't have smite. So there's no way you're ever getting that Gromp, and then he gets himself into this situation where he takes so much damage in the CLG jungle that he dies before his solo lanes can get there, and his solo lanes could help him win that fight. So Kenvi getting a little dizzy in the enemy jungle. Did successfully counter jungle though, so Contractz will be reeling a little bit as far as the camp clear for the junglers, trying to catch back up on the Wukong. Experience is, of course, very important for Wukong, trying to get to your level 6 so you have that really powerful gank.
All right, Palafox gonna get ganked now in mid. Gravity Well's not gonna find the stun. Just slows him down a little bit, but he can retreat back into the smoke.
Ninja thing.
Yeah, Trundle Trophy's not going to do a whole lot to Akali hiding in a shroud, so that gank doesn't really scare Palafox too badly. You can see a rotation coming in from IgNar now, too. He'll show up in mid lane. Let's try to make things as uncomfortable as possible for Palafox as he tries to look for these windows to trade aggressively on the Viktor.
Yeah. Getting a little bit of extra attention here, but honestly, dealing with it really nicely. Palafox is still able to CS, despite everybody in his lane, still getting the positive trades. He has more CS than the Viktor. He has the extra kill. The rush on the Sork boots means as soon as he gets level 6, ding ding right now, he has possibility of kill pressure. So very big stuff from Palafox early on in this game. We'll see what Contractz can do about this kind of delayed invade towards the Trundle. Red buff is up, but Kenvi will be there shortly, so Kenvi's gonna see him.
Yeah, that...
Or at least see that the red buff has been leashed into the jungle, and the mid laner, Akali, pays Contractz back. Guess what?
Yeah.
Palafox got fed, mid push from the level 6 Akali, Now you get to try your hand at counter jungling. Red buff secured.
Easy pick up there for Contractz. Kenvi just has to go home with the knowledge that that red is no longer his. He'll be pathing down towards that second blue as it's about ready to respawn here as well, as Dhokla just wants to shove up this last wave with Revenge gone. He's got no teleport. They want that wave to crash into the turret and give Dhokla a chance to go ahead and get back, do another reset of his own.
Yeah, everybody's got to worry about these Akali roams with the Sword Shoes rush for him. See what he can do. Pushing in on PowerOfEvil once again. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, the farming wars have gone very heavily in the favor of Sivir Karma. They've successfully been shoving these waves in, poking CLG under the tower. The benefits of the Karma as your enchanter rather than one of the harder scaling enchanters. Definitely a much better early game poke from the Comet Karma.
A boomerang first half hits Luger there, but a nice dash to the side means he's not going to take the full damage of that poke. Lost at level 6 makes for a very, very fast Sivir should that situation ever present itself. But with the current state of things, attention is up here on the top side. Revenge going after the Herald here very, very early as Lost gets jumped on by Luger.
Ulti?
It's Ghost for Ghost. Luger's got the ulti popped. Still keeping the chase on, trying to put enough bullets in him, but Lost gets behind the turret and gets to safety.
Okay, so ult and Ghost traded for ult and Ghost. Meanwhile, jungle.
Uh-oh, IgNar. This isn't where he wants to be. He has to flash over the wall to get away from Contractz. Contractz will not flash follow, knowing that IgNar probably has help nearby, but hey, free summoner spell.
Yeah, use the ultimate there for the first Wukong gank. Bottom lane for Immortals. They've been heavily winning the CS war, but CLG is able to push back and get some summoner spells burned for them. Maybe will be the next sight of a Akali combining with a Wukong for a roam. I'm really just so looking forward to where Palafox can go with this Akali off of that first blood with the ultimate ready. See if and from PowerOfEvil's point of view, he just wants to continually shove that Akali in, try and punish him. If he goes for a roam, then maybe the Viktor can get a turret plate, at least push in the CS.
Nice little knock up there from Dhokla, but now he does not have his Q3. He does not have his charges. Kenvi's ready to go. Goes for the subjugate, but they do not let Dhokla escape. Nice gank from the Immortals jungle.
Great wraparound here from Kenvi as Dhokla is pushed up. No way for him to get out of there. They just walk into the ultimate so it doesn't get the range for the escape, and Revenge gets to shove this wave out quickly.
Very good stuff from them. Clean execution. Did they both flash to get in the way of the...
Yeah.
Of the ultimate?
Yeah, they both had the same good idea, so you overuse a little bit of resources, but still secure the kill for themselves. Dhokla now, though, is going to be looking at, all right, I've got flash advantage as the Yone here over the Fiora and over the Trundle as well, but yeah, just trying to get in there. It's kind of like when you're playing against Sion, you want to get in front of the Sion ultimate just so he can't escape.
Just got to stop him.
But yeah, Revenge with the ulti, walks around. They both tried to flash. Revenge didn't do it.
Was troll.
Yeah,
Revenge trolled him.
Revenge's was troll. Kenvi's was the good idea.
It's all right. We all have a happy flash every now and then. I knew what he was going for,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. Team solidarity right there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm right there with you, buddy. Luger's getting ganked by Kenvi now. Remember, Luger already used the Ghost earlier, but he still has ult. He still has flash. Zeri still incredibly hard to catch. Very difficult to punish. They aren't going to get a whole lot out of that one. But now let's see if Contractz can get anything here with the invade. Palafox versus PowerOfEvil. Palafox using the ulti through the gravity well just to make sure that he doesn't get stunned and keep that aggro going. But PowerOfEvil can get back to safety. Doesn't have to use the flash there.
All right, off of this HP chunk on PowerOfEvil, he does have one potion that he can chug. So it looks like Immortals actually sustained through the aggressive CLG invasion.
And Revenge just trying to trade back onto Dhokla, but man, trading with Yone, it's almost impossible to win those trades when he's in his spirit form, when he has the soul unbound, just because of the extra damage amp it gives you, how easy it is for him to snap back as soon as he's spent all of his resources and his cooldowns.
Yeah, especially because he actually went for super early Grievous Wounds here with the Executioners too, into the Fiora, who gets a lot of sustain off hitting those Vitals. So cuts down quite a bit on the Vital healing for his lane opponent when he's going for these heals. Meanwhile,
Lost. You okay there, buddy? Has to flash away to stay alive. Luger and Poome playing this bottom lane aggressively. That's twice now we've seen the Zeri go in. First time getting the Ghost, second time getting the flash. They're putting the pressure on Lost down here.
Yeah, we are getting a lot of summoner spells blown but not a lot of revisiting for the kills. Exactly. When these flashes are down, looking for the vulnerable ones. Dhokla here on top side still has his flash.
He goes for the very early Fate Seal this time. He's not going to let him get in front of him, so he can get back to safety on that. But hey, no ulti left on the Yone.
Is this the Rift Code play? It is. Counter gank from Contractz, maybe.
Just drop it here. They should be able to guarantee that this gets charged. I don't really see any way to stop it when it's summoned up so close that it's already going in, and there it is. Guaranteed 320 gold for the side of Immortals. Dhokla can just pick off that Herald before it does any more damage. CLG has a 500 gold lead, 1 kill for each team, 12.5 minutes in. No Drakes taken by either side yet. Honestly, just a pretty even, relatively uneventful game early on here in the first 13 minutes.
Yeah, nothing actually much in the mid game came of that first blood hype for the Akali. Now Palafox, next big break point he's looking for, the level 11, of course, to get your rank 2 ultimate to have real kill pressure. Meanwhile, as you're talking about that dragon, we've got a support roam timer here opening up. IgNar and Poome both gonna go follow up on some of this vision control through the river. Contractz clearing most of it out here for CLG.
Oh yeah, Contractz helping them out there with the sweeper, trying to set them up for a good spot if they want to make a play down here, if they want to go for a gank, go for a Drake, whatever. But IgNar and Lost know something's going on. They have the ward over the wall there in the river, but now Poome's getting caught. The trophy comes down to guarantee that he can't escape. Poome is down. CLG not careful enough. They didn't realize Immortals had the ward, and Poome pays the price.
Poome over the wall gets annihilated. That was a beautiful pillar from Kenvi to secure the kill. Keep him trapped in there. The Lulu with no flash goes down. Too dangerous, too close to the darkness, Flowers.
And then immediately after, Luger sticks around. He gets caught out, has to spend both summoner spells just to get away. Now I really want to see Immortals look to make more happen in this bottom lane, make something happen around this Drake. The Zeri without 2 summoner spells, that's a target.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to try and capitalize on it with the dragon. Dragon's definitely tankier now, take a lot longer to kill. 5k HP left on this one, so there is time for CLG to try and respond if they want to.
First part of the laser from PowerOfEvil hits Contractz. He's just fine. IgNar getting jumped on. There it is. Palafox just deletes him. Contractz keeping the aggro on PowerOfEvil, draws out the Chaos Storm. Dragon's going to be stolen away by Palafox and CLG. Kobe, there's your Akali.
There's the Akali we've been waiting for. He got the level 11 flower, so you see that ultimate used on a support, instantly kill. IgNar goes down in a poof of smoke, and CLG retain control of the dragon afterwards. Good job there from Luger, chasing them off, then finishing it up. So CLG do get the objective. Immortals, though, really punching hard, looking for the possibility of that tiebreaker later. Had set it up with previous pretty good plays. Palafox, though, as soon as you go in on that support, beautiful, beautiful combo actually as well. Able to get your R1 instantly into the E. That combo, long time ago when they changed Akali, just guarantees that you hit the E, and so much of the damage of the champion now is loaded into that.
Yeah, the E has, I'm pretty sure it's one of the strongest damage spells for a non-ultimate ability.
For a non-ultimate.
In the entire game.
Exactly.
It's really, really strong.
So using your R1 to guarantee that you hit it, and then having your R2 for the perfect execution afterwards, always the way to go. Meanwhile, Rift Herald move, all 5 from Immortals.
They are ready to go here. CLG moving up to challenge. You can see they're bringing all 5 up. They think they can stop this in time. Immortals being careful about their positioning here, backing up, but not full retreat. The eyeball gets popped again.
Akali has ult again.
Believe it'll still trigger one more time at this HP. There it is. The eyeball opens up for the last time. It's going to be smited down, but can they even pick up the eye? Revenge and everybody else in Immortals are caught in the fate sealed, and 3 die instantly. Triple kill for Palafox as Akali off the back of Dhokla's ulti, and IgNar and PowerOfEvil are stuck underneath the turret. Contractz and Poome moving into the enemy jungle, taking everything they can. That was a tragedy for Immortals.
This is why I warned you against Palafaker's Akali and Champion Select. The champion he was feared for in Academy, coming out here on the LCS stage. gets the big triple kill there for CLG to increase the gold lead, almost 2,000 now.
Immortals made the call to stick around. The sunk cost fallacy sunk their ship in the topside river. They thought that they needed to commit, but CLG was ready with the punish. Yone ulti into Akali damage. You ain't walking away from that.
Certainly not. The synergy between the two is just beautiful. Group them all up with the Yone, knock them all down with the Akali. Here's another look at it. So 2.6k health on the Rift Herald, but CLG are looking for the team fight. Even though they get the smite there for Kenvi onto the Rift Herald, here's what you're talking about.
Boom.
Group them all up for 3, and R2 for Palafox. Q into R2 goes through everybody. Hoof of smoke again.
They just deleted
all of them.
And now CLG have a 2,000 gold lead. CLG are really liking the state of the game here. 2 minutes before our next Drake spawns. It'll also be just short of the time that Baron arrives on the map. So very late Drake state here. At least if you're Immortals, you don't have to worry about CLG getting an early soul, anything like that.
Yeah.
But they've got to make sure they don't keep giving CLG these windows to just punish them so easily. That was Immortals. This was an old school cartoon, leaving the blueberry pie out on the windowsill and somebody comes along and steals it. Surprise Pikachu.jpg, how did this happen?
Yeah.
You're grouping up for Yone and Akali.
One of the difficult things though is once you've started feeding the Akali, it's really hard to stop feeding the Akali.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky, huh?
You're like, hey, just play safe against the Akali. That has 5 kills already. Proto Belt, 6 stacks on the Dark Seal. Wherever Palafox goes, everyone's got a fear for their lives because that champion just has so much mobility in so many ways.
4 dashes, right?
Exactly, to get in on you, it is fairly easy for the champion to force once they have a lead. Dhokla, though, getting a substantial amount of damage here from PowerOfEvil, and that is something to highlight for Immortals. They do have Sivir and Viktor, 2 very good scaling late game carries.
Yes, sir.
It's just that they're going to have to deal with a lot of losing ground while they're scaling.
My biggest issue is I don't really see any sort of anti-Akali get out of jail free cards. Some enchanters, like, if the enchanters were swapped here, if there was Lulu on this side, you've got a polymorph. You've got a panic button to say, no, get me the hell out of here. Karma doesn't have that. She shields herself for 100 damage, then Akali goes, well, I'm going to overkill you by 4,000 anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Definitely true. And Akali with blue buff flowers. That is
spam.
Exactly. Very, very scary. Blue buff, very underrated on energy champions, especially later on there. Really allows tremendous DPS output from an assassin too. 2 things you don't want together.
Oh yes, and Shadow Flame for Palafox. You made a point of highlighting the early Sorcerer Shoes going for the Spell Pen. This is the triple, it's Spell Pen Mythic from plus Sorcerer Shoes, plus Shadow Flame is the other flat Spell Pen item. This is just the I want to do true damage to anybody that's not a tank itemization path, and it is frightening.
And it is literally everybody in this game right now. Nobody has magic resistance, so Palafox touches anyone and they die. He's got the Hand of Midas. Turn them into gold instantly.
Yeah. Casual plus 300. Easy collect. Cloud Drake this time around. 2 Drakes in the possession of CLG. Baron is live, but nobody's really in any condition to do a whole lot about that just yet. Kenvi's gonna walk through here with super active, so they see the shadow of Palafox over the wall, but not like it matters. Zeri and Akali working together, pick up a freebie. Kenvi trying to get away. Nice shutdown to Lost as they punish Palafox for going in too far. Poome tries to get away. Now Revenge has made his way in, but he's got to be careful here. Riposte back onto the Wukong. Contractz low. Luger looking to pop off here with the Zeri, but Immortals disengage in time. Dhokla wants to go in. PowerOfEvil has a nice stopwatch to prevent the ulti.
I gotta say, that was a bit of an ego play there from Palafox.
Oh, yeah.
Going in for the execution on Trundle. I could see it happening. He oversteps his ground and gives up the big bounty.
He was in montage mode, man. He heard the music getting louder, the bass was about to drop, and then unfortunately...
He thought he was hot stuff. We've been talking him up. We inflated the ego. The Immortals get the bounty. That's step number 1 in trying to come back in this game, Flowers. Yes, they are down 2,000 gold and 2 dragons, but they've got the scaling to try and hopefully rely on later. Sivir as well as Viktor can just pump out damage, and here's the beginning of it. The opening is pretty sweet as far as the combo going in, getting IgNar low enough for the Zeri zap, the end of it killing him even after he flashes. But here, I think you just call off the chase.
Yeah.
Palafox goes in for it though. Kenvi chomps and flashes away just as Lost Q goes over the top of Palafox and takes him down. And that is not worth for CLG. When you're in the lead like that, when you're in the commanding lead, obviously giving over the big bounty on your most fed member, not ideal.
And then PowerOfEvil, good use of stasis there to stop Dhokla from being able to jump on him, pick up anything else for the side of CLG. Dhokla completing the entirety of the Mortal Reminder as his second item, so Yone now on that 2 crit items, crit every hit type of power.
Yeah.
Well, not quite every hit, 80% of it. I'm rounding up.
Also, the Zeri is getting very scary already. With the Lulu buffs, you saw what Luger was able to do, popping the ultimates. He's working on the Titanic coming through as well for all the splash damage.
Oh, Lost. Contractz really putting the pressure on him here as he has to flash over the wall just to get away. 300 HP left.
Flash Ghost and ultimate down for the Sivir.
Huge.
Huge stuff there for Contractz just with the Wukong ult used. So CLG chipping away at those cooldowns in preparation for the fight as well. 2 minutes on the next dragon to continue that stacking as you're looking for. But I have to think before that time, CLG should be able to get enough pressure with the split push on side lane to also get the last outer tower on the top side of the map. So that Akali is still very strong. This tower should not last very long.
More money in the hands of the CLG mid lane carry. 5 out of 6 of the kills.
They're sending 4 at him.
Can they get him even? Akali's so hard to catch, so hard to really punish when she's out of position like this. The power of the smoke, the power of the disengage, but they won't commit.
And the control ward in the tri-brush there gives Palafox enough time. The Akali just backs off and will finish it up afterwards. Contract's gonna move on in with Poome here. Support jungle moving together for Vision is 101 for competitive League of Legends. Always take a buddy when you go into the darkness.
Yup, you gotta have your darkness buddy, as Contractz also nearly has his ulti cooldown back. Once they have that, I expect CLG to be fully confident taking any sort of a fight. See Revenge waiting around here in that fog of war. Contractz just going to immediately dip over the wall there with that clone to guarantee he doesn't get caught out.
Going for him again.
Now the target yet again. He's already used his proto bout. He's already used his shuriken flip to try to get away. The one thing left in the tank is the smoke, and the smoke is enough. Contractz spinning around now, buying a little bit more time. His clone's gonna eat the damage. What did I say about how you can't catch Akali?
Also nice that he's got a teammate to peel for him there.
Yeah.
Contractz goes in, uses the Wukong ultimate R2 for some extra move speed as well to spin away. Nice peel done there and some cool evasive maneuvers as well from the Akali.
Stopwatch and inventory now too, so expect Palafox to be in full aggro mode whenever the next fight breaks out. Really looking for the kinds of plays like we saw him go for on Kenvi on the last dash.
Exactly. This is why people are kind of in love with this iteration of CLG. They're very aggressive. They're always in aggro mode.
It's fun.
They're always in aggro mode. Let's see about this dragon though. Number 3, Soul Point is pretty big.
Guys, Zeri Laser's not gonna get a lot of success. Palafox goes in, drops that smoke down, and now they're looking for Immortals. Dhokla finds the first. Lost in trouble, and he can't block enough. Double kill back over to Big Dokes. 2-0 CLG. Baron is the call.
Yeah, the dragon is small fries now. We want the big purple fry. Baron here started up. Immortals coming with 3.
Poome, he'll be caught out a little bit here at first. Palafox jumps in, disengages with Wild Growth. Revenge still looks for him. Kenvi's at 300. Poome flashing away now too. Dhokla goes over the wall. Baron's at 1500. Revenge coming up. They might want to still try to fight for this, but they can't do it because Kenvi's been killed. Revenge now has to try to disengage. CLG all wearing purple, still haven't lost a man.
Yep, and that's going to be a transition over the dragon side as well. Kenvi down for 28 more seconds. No smite for Immortals. Low health bars on their carries. Revenge and PowerOfEvil coming over with 50%.
Oh boy, Revenge with a riposte to stop himself from dying there, or at least dying instantly. Still burning, but he won't burn down to 0. With him in no condition to fight, this is an easy Drake for the side of CLG. And honestly, Kobe, a game that we were talking about, Immortals maybe being able to stall out, maybe being able to scale up in, is not looking very winnable anymore.
That door is closing quickly for Immortals. Their hopes of the tiebreaker drifting away. Meanwhile, CLG, though, their main mission, as we discussed, pretty big in trying to just stop the slide that has started to happen in Super Week.
Precise.
Try and cap off the weekend with a win here. See about this. Opening onto Kenvi and Palafox. He's so confident, just flash right in onto all 4 of them. With Luger popping the ultimate here, there's so much of a damage threat. Immortals are completely split, and then Lost is completely lost away from the rest of the team. His support is already dead. He is separated, and CLG picked that one up pretty effortlessly. Then Palafox still had ultimate, so he went back in, delayed a lot of time, enough for them to get the Baron before they turn around.
And they won that initial entire fight, engaged, skirmish, whatever, with no Wukong ulti. As soon as Contractz jumped in, he didn't ult because he didn't have it. So that's just the power of this team and how strong they are right now. 7,500 gold, knocking down turrets. Tier 2 in mid lane already fell. Tier 2 in top lane is on the menu. CLG is so much stronger. Immortals know that it's a bad idea to try to fight and defend these Tier 2 turrets because they're at a point in the map where it's still so easy to fall victim to a pincer attack from your opponents. Contractz and Poome just waiting on the flank here, making sure Immortals can't get any sort of position for a flank of their own. And now they got to pressure a couple of different lanes at once. It's Dhokla down there in the bottom side. He has no teleport to join up with the rest of CLG in this top lane, so it's important that they do not get jumped on, do not get 5v4'd, as Dhokla's just putting the work in here. Bottom lane, that'll be the last tier 2, and that'll take him up to over 4,000 gold from the Baron power play.
CLG are wrapping this one up quickly. There's nothing that Immortals really have to stop that 1-3-1 split push. Akali and Yone, both extremely powerful and fed with the Baron buff, of course. CLG instantly inside the base, and Immortals do not have great engage.
That tier 3 turret's not looking so hot. I think Luger can just knock it down. No effort required, just casually shooting it to pieces. As Lost will just try to scare Dhokla away, but that
Palafox is doing wolves. CLG, they don't care.
Control, Kobe.
They don't care about Immortals so much that Palafox is doing jungle camps while the rest of the team is taking inhibitors. CLG owns Summoner's Rift.
This looks like my games when I go back and look at them. I'm like, huh, what was I doing here? How come we didn't end this game? We're like, oh, because I was on wolves.
All right, tune in now. This is our YouTube highlight video, Jungle Akali, coming soon.
Jungle Akali?
New tech, Captain Flowers. All you have to do is get 5 kills and be level 16, and you can annihilate these jungle camps.
Jungle Akali, 1,000 AP one-shot, OMG. Play it before it's nerfed, free LP.
600 CS per minute rise hack.
Yes. I can't believe this hasn't been nerfed yet.
All right, let's
17 emojis.
Going for the pick here.
All right, Revenge. Let's see if he can get away from the power of this Akali. He'll dash back to safety. The Sivir ulti used to guarantee they can save Private Fiora, as Palafox will continue just shoving up these minions, farm everything that he can. They're not quite wolves, but they're still all right. And I feel like, yeah, you just ride the next 2 minutes, get that Baron, shove it and win the game.
Yeah. They are certainly rich. I want to see what Palafox is going to go back and purchase with his wolf money that he got. I would like a upgrade on the... Oh, already purchased it. Got the extra needlessly large rod. I was hoping for an upgrade on the Medjai's. Upgrade that Dark Seal.
I don't know, dude. He's only got 4 stacks.
He's decided there's not enough time to write a book in this game.
Right, yeah, this one's gonna end before you can really get to that point, right? It's like the...
Got your title done?
He doesn't want to end up like George R.R. Martin, like writing the damn thing for 10 years.
True, true, true. They promised the next one's in like 2 years, I think.
I saw an
Promises are cheap, though.
I saw a thing today that I was reading actually, like before I came in, where he said that he's finishing up like character point of view chapters, a couple of them, like a couple characters' points of view. Like,
sure, I'll believe it when I see it.
I don't know, man. He's trying to hype the people up, so maybe it's going down. But clearly, Palafox does not subscribe to the same school of thought. He's not worrying about books. He's not worrying about stacks. They just need to win this game. 30 seconds on Drake, 45 seconds, a little bit more than that, on the Baron, as Revenge just has to back away. And Revenge backing away there as soon as he even thinks Akali is nearby, that is the story of the game for Immortals. If Akali is anywhere on your radar, if your radar could break and accidentally show a blip that might be Akali, you run away.
I would also now run from Zeri as well as Yone.
Wukong, maybe, yeah.
Pretty much any sighting.
Lulu.
Any sighting of blue. That Lulu's looking fearsome.
That's a menacing Lulu. She's got a putrefier, dude.
That is gross. Grossest name for an item we've ever come up with. Chemtech Putrefier. Very good item, though.
Yeah.
Efficient.
It gives all of your shielded allies the power of stank.
Exactly. The Kim Tank Stank.
The Kim Stank Putrefy.
New name.
I'm down with it. I like it. Anyway, that's the House of the Dragon Soul going over to the side of CLG. Cloud Soul means they're going to be extra fast. Man, it's okay. Just grab the Baron. It's about time to wrap this one up, CLG.
So we've got the House of the Dragon Soul, but we need more houses on Summoner's Rift, or else there's no real Game of Thrones.
You want to turn Summoner's Rift into land development?
Well, Dhokla's going to turn Lost into landfill. He has Azonias, though. Stopwatch use.
Oh, well, he gets
That would have been way
now.
funnier if he actually did.
He'll stay above the dirt for now, but CLG wants to fix that real soon. Baron's alive. They clear out the wards. Immortals going to try to come up and stop him. The AD carry's still healing up back in the base. I don't even know. Kobe, do you think they got a better chance if they try to steal this or a better chance if they try to fight him in the base?
Try and steal it, because you got no chance inside the base. Go for the YOLO. Every jungler's dream.
It's YOLO time, Kenvi. Let's see what you're made of.
Steal, steal, steal. Objective bounty.
Dhokla's just trying to zone them all off, and honestly, 1v5 is looking like it favors the one. Baron resets.
Super minions are going to be able to take down the Nexus turret on the bottom side. Those things, if left unchecked for long enough, well, didn't get much damage done yet, but
none of them are piled up yet. That's the important part, right? It's not like there's a couple of them in the base at the same time. That's when it gets dicey. The Baron down to 6,000. CLG disengaging again. Honestly, Immortals doing a pretty good job so far, stopping them from being able to take this objective. CLG don't have an Ocean Soul or anything, so their health bars have taken some serious damage. Dhokla nearly dies. Gonna get the resurrection here from the Guardian Angel as Contractz goes in, finds the knock-up on a multiple targets. Luger is unleashed, and Zeri is doing what Zeri does. Guns everybody down here in the team fight. Double kill, triple kill. Where's the next two? Dhokla's after him. Kenvi and IgNar getting knocked up into the air. Luger is here. He's not done yet. He doesn't find the slow there with the laser. He's ghosted. He's still going for it. I think the timer ran out. It won't be a penta. It'll be an official penta, even if
that's okay. Chase him down, Luger. Chase him to the ends of the earth.
Unofficial quadra for Luger as IgNar, the last man standing. He can teleport, but he can recall back to the base, excuse me. But this will pretty much seal the deal. CLG walks in the wave, and they're going to take down IMT.
CLG recovering from the 2-game losses thus far in Super Week, proving once again the strength of this team heading into playoffs.
13-4, 34 minutes in. CLG will stop Immortals from guaranteeing a tiebreaker, and they will end their regular season games, barring any tiebreakers, with a dub.
11-7, the CLG record this split. What a split it has been for this team as well. Completely changing trajectories. So many changes went on within CLG to get here from the back-to-back 10ths that we had last year.
I mean, they rebuilt everything.
Bringing in a whole bunch of new management, bringing in big Dokes in the top lane.
And honestly, they are a case study in how it can work, right? Like, the difference between the trenches that they were in and the successes that they found now, astronomical. And I'm really excited to see more of these guys in the postseason in playoffs.
Akali buffs coming next patch as well, Flowers, and guess what?
W.
Next patch, just waiting for it.
If Palafox can do this on the unbuffed Akali, what will he unleash upon us once the buffs hit? Immortals learned the hard way.
I do believe playoffs will be on 12-15.
I am not sure.
And I'm pretty sure we stay on 12-15 the whole time. So,
well, yeah, we never change through playoffs, right? Like, it always stays on the same patch.
I have considered it before because playoffs last so long.
Yeah.
But we'll remain on the same patch, 12-15 for all of playoffs.
And then we jump ahead like 2 or 3 patches for Worlds, don't we? Yep. It's something like that. I don't remember exactly. I'm not an expert on these things.
Well, it depends on how many patches come out in between.
Yeah. I don't know. This is too complicated for me. I still don't know the patch schedule, and I've been playing this game for 10 years. But what I do know is CLG stomped that game. They were playing aggressive. They were always looking for kills. Palafox and Contractz never gun shy. They are always ready to go in. You guys want to go in? You want to go in? Let's go in. Right? That's the kind of League of Legends that's so fun to watch. And I think that's why it's so exciting for people to see this CLG team becoming reinvigorated. And getting stuff done, man. It's just fun.
Also, I just think the stories of the players, how much work they've put in to get to this point, admirable.
Well, now it's time for us to join LeTigress and the Akali master, Palafox himself, for our Verizon post-game interview.
Welcome, everyone, to the Verizon post-game interview. CLG fans are ecstatic after that victory, and I am joined by Palafox. Right at the top, I just got to ask you about the Akali play. We know that you like the Assassins bringing this pick mid, but what was your experience in this game?
Yeah, I kind of got a free kill on Kenvi, and I kind of felt like after that, the game was just over. Like, I'm just up CS, I'm accelerated, yeah.
It seemed
like it was pretty easy.
You were looking for things to do. Did you have a good time farming up and across the rift as the game was going on?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, honestly, you saw there's an angle where Sivir walked up too far, Karma queued me, and it's just what can Karma, Sivir, Trundle do? I just R into them as 3. It doesn't matter. My only death is actually Poome is go, I can ult you. And I'm okay, I ulted, I just kill myself. It is what it is.
Fair enough. I mean, it sounds like you're smiling. The team is having a good time. The casters were having a good time watching you as well. What was it like bouncing back from yesterday, though, to make sure that you ended with a strong finish here in Super Week?
Yeah, I think we're just testing out new picks on stage, right? I mean, yesterday I played Azir. I mean, we have a pretty good win rate on it. We wanted to beat 100 Thieves, that's nice. But against TSM and IMT, we're trying new things. I think Luger played Zeri for the first or second time. I played Akali for first or second time again. So just seeing what works for us.
And I believe with everything working for you well in this game, this means that you're locked in top 5 for playoffs. What do you make of that, considering coming into the year with this roster, people are saying, I don't know about CLG.
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good. At the beginning of the split, the casters and the analysts were all right, CLG's a 10th place team, And I'm pretty sure all of my teammates were nah, these guys are clowns, man.
So. You had some choice words about it too before, right?
Yeah.
Talking about that and people valuing names. Is that a thought that's kind of continuing through with you here?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's, simple as that, yeah.
I think there's a lot to be proud of for CLG, a lot to be excited about moving forward. I do have one very random question for you, though. I know that you say you really enjoy sleeping.
Yeah.
That is a big hobby of yours. You talked on Hotline League a few weeks ago, actually, about the fact that it's because of the dreams you have and how fun that is. Are there any dreams you have had lately that are worth sharing, that were great experiences for you?
Not really fun, but a side note, I mean, in my most recent dream, I was just chased by some crocodiles. Not that fun, but an experience, an experience for sure.
Working up that cardio in your dreams.
Yeah.
Well, you popped off here today. Definitely a Pala pop off. Thank you for joining me for the interview, and congrats on getting into playoffs, my friends.
Yeah, thank you.
What a way to kick off the day. We have a lot more to come, potentially a lot, depending on how the day goes. So we're kicking it to a break. On the other side, we got EG taking on C9.
While in the game, I can't touch my mid laner keyboard, right?
You can.
You could. If you're not pressing some skill, I'm gonna press for you if I'm dead, I can, right?
Yo, Luger, get ready to click
press
my death.
Press fucking I'm fucking playing it,
There it is. The eyeball opens up for the last time. It's going to be smited down. But can they even pick up the eye? Revenge and everybody else with Immortals are caught in the fate sealed. And 3 die instantly. Drops that smoke down, and now they're looking for Immortals. Dhokla finds the first. Lost, in trouble, and he can't block enough. Double kill back over to Big Dokes. 2-0 CLG.
It's time for another assist of the week presented by State Farm. This assist goes to Solo for grabbing this fight by the horns, giving TSM the perfect re-engage.
The root, but Hoon, the subject once again by the wild growth. Blue flashes away. Follow-up knock-up on Hoon, leads to his death once more in the center of it all. XU still remains until TSM has something to say about it.